What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Killing Floor 2. We are here with another weekly outbreak, this time Z time. So basically, whenever you're close to Zs, apart from the last few ones, Z time activates. We are playing on Burning Paris, and the settings for this weekly are Hell on Earth difficulty, finally, I mean, it's about damn time, and short. Now why is that? Well, the constant Z time makes this very, very easy. So, you might read, well, Hell on Earth, holy shit, but trust me, if you're not that experienced, it doesn't matter. This is extremely, extremely simple Hell on Earth. There's nothing particularly difficult about this. Now the thing is, as you can see here, we have so much time. As we can't aim, but whatever. Again, as you can see, we have so much time to just pick our shots, and now the last few are starting. So you can just take your time and play, you know. There's not much that can be a danger to you. I've played it twice now, and honestly it's just, even on Hell on Earth, it's almost a tad bit too easy. Just because of how slow it is. And if you ask people, like, what is the most difficult part about Hell on Earth, they would probably, in a lot of cases, tell you, well, it's the speed. Of course, Zs do more damage, you kind of get the different variants of the Zs with the Gore Fiends and exploding crawlers.
Never been a fan of blood.
And you have flesh pounds that start raged. But honestly, with the speed decreased so much, all that goes out the window, and it really doesn't make much of a difference. If a flesh pound here spawns enraged, it really doesn't matter much. I mean, he's still gonna charge at you very slowly. So you have all the time in the world to kind of pick your shots and kill him.
Time's up.
Now in a way this does benefit the precision classes once again, the perks, as you have more time than you need, really, to line up headshots, if you feel so. I mean, you don't have to, you can just do this and explode them, but... Stop jumping, jeez. Another thing is, this makes the game go extremely slow. Not really sure what to make of this. Really not too big of a fan of that slow progression through the game. I mean, look at this. And quite obviously this is why they set it to 4 waves in a short game, because can you imagine playing a long game like this? Well, I certainly can't. And I don't want to sound very negative or anything, but it does kind of bug me how easy this becomes. And it should be easy for everyone, and the thing is,
It's like an abattoir in here.
it takes a questionable part of the game, which is the Z time. Now, personally, I do like the Z time. I've heard people complain about it. I personally like Z time, but why do I do that? Well,
Glad you made it back.
it kind of breaks up the rhythm of the game, makes you readjust, and in the heat of the battle it gives you a short moment to just breathe, catch a breath, and maybe take a look around, judge the situation, and then it gets going again. So it takes that,
Hurry up.
but you get it all the
Zs are
time.
getting closer.
There's no breakup of action, there just is no action. That's kind of the first problem with it. And the second problem,
Closed. Go make a difference.
what I really love about Z-Time compared to the first game is the Z-Time abilities that the perks have. And those are removed for this mode. Now, it's quite obvious why they did that. I mean, we don't need to argue that it was necessary.
Dented down numbers. There are plenty there.
But really the only thing I truly enjoyed about Z-Time is gone. And no matter how hard I try, I can't really call that a positive. I mean, who doesn't like the nuke? But just think about it. If we had the Z-Time abilities running in this mode, you would just spam nukes all over the place. Which sounds like fun, but it would probably become a little boring. But not just that, like, imagine SWAT with the unlimited armor. Imagine, like, spamming SWAT with that. Or
Nearly cleared this batch out.
what else do we have?
Nice work. We can reload the
What?
trader pod soon.
You can spam Gunslinger and you will never run out of ammo. You can just spam, spam, spam. It doesn't matter.
Come see me. The pod's safely open.
Berserker with the speed increase. You could just run around and murder everything while it's slow. There's so many Z-Time abilities that are super strong,
Magnifique.
but it really doesn't
Dark.
make any sense to center a game mode around Z-Time, because taking it out takes out the fun part of Z-Time. At the same time, you also can't leave it in. So there's kind of a conflict there, I
About
think.
to wrap things up, as they say.
Also, multiplayer games, despite only being 4 waves, actually take quite a bit to complete.
Last chance.
I was surprised I only played one of them so far, and it took quite a while. For a 4-wave game especially. Luckily though, I got to see double sharpshooter, which you rarely see on Hell on
All
Earth.
Zeds inbound.
Double sharpshooter is a rarity, and they had double railguns, and let's just put it this way, no large set on Earth stood a chance, because they had all the time in the world to line up shots with that.
Stout, but many Zeds remain.
As per usual, I didn't record it. I don't usually record my first 2 games, but I can see this being a sort of trend in this weekly, so maybe we get a little more of that. I don't know, maybe we will. Maybe I get a record, you never know. So what do I think overall about this weekly challenge? Well, it's not terrible, it's just not up to what I'm used to with the previous ones. I kind of ignored everything. That's another thing, like, you could see I didn't pay any attention whatsoever, and I didn't get punished for it. Now we just have a few Scrakes left. Ah. Well, hello. Where's the last set? Another Scrake. Not sure what it is about these 4 wave games, but I've increasingly been getting mass Scrakes in the 4th wave. I don't know why.
Last purchases count.
Alright, so we did that. Now for a
Let's
boss fight,
break.
we're just gonna stay Gunslinger, because why not? Really doesn't matter much. I actually prefer Hans in this one, ironically. Usually I prefer the Patriarch for Hell on Earth boss fights, but When a Patriarch fires his rocket at you,
We're almost out of
and
time.
you have this super slow movement, and you just see it flying at you, let's just say it's a little bit terrifying. But then again, the rocket does fly pretty slow, so... Oh well, we'll make it work, whatever we get. I'm
Hurry
sure
up.
we will.
Zeds are getting closer.
Really didn't have to leave this area, so that shows how easy it is now.
And that's just the first course.
Obviously you shouldn't just trap yourself in that corner, just walk around a little bit, but even then it was super easy to finish it and you could see that. So, I don't know. If you were one of those unlucky souls who didn't manage to get the gold visor of King Fleshpound, you sure as hell will get this regular one. And yeah, no King Fleshpound for you, but... you know. Nope. Don't catch me. Wait. Whee! Oh no, so many Zets. Whatever will I do? It's so... slow. I mean, just look at this. It's annoying. This is really taking one of the more annoying parts of the game and it makes a game mode out of it. Not that I find Z time per se annoying, it's just when you constantly have it, this is kind of not exactly what I'm wishing for. Nope. I must admit though, there is a certain fun factor to this whole black and white gameplay and the whole slowing down of the Patriarch and stuff. There is a certain fun factor to it. Whoa. Whee! We got him! That was kinda close. Hey, they died. That's interesting. I
Like that, did
used to be of the opinion that when you kill the boss, the others that stay alive. Apparently not this time. Because I've had that sets that survived the boss fight were nagging on my feet while the boss was dead, so I don't know. But yeah, I hope you can finish this. I think it will be not too much of a challenge for you. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, farewell.